a detailed report.
The Department of Commerce is working on an ambitious reform agenda which is being pursued through an interministerial mechanism.
That's the idea behind the new foreign trade policy. The new foreign trade policy, unveiled on Wednesday, focuses on promoting service exports and giving fillip to the manufacturing sector as part of the government's Make in India campaign. The main focus areas of the new foreign trade policies are focus on labor-intensive sectors to provide more employment, giving boost to environment-friendly products, high-tech value addition, promoting entrepreneurship by involving Skill India, moving towards branding of products, incentives for units located in SEZs, making life of traders easier. And for the first time, the foreign trade policy talks about e-commerce. Under the new policy, India's nascent yet burgeoning e-commerce sector would be given SOPs. In its blueprint for enhancing exports, the government has merged all earlier export promotion schemes under two plans: the Merchandise Exports from India Scheme, or MEIS, and the Services Exports from India Scheme, or SIES, for services exporters.
There is a higher level of rewards under the MEIS scheme for export items with high domestic content and value addition. This is also very innovative and imaginative step taken by the ministry, and I commend them for that.
So what are these policies? The MEIS is Merchandise Export from India Scheme, the scheme for export of specified goods to specified markets. The rate of rewards under this scheme ranges from 2 to 5%. The SIES stands for Services Exports from India Scheme. The policy is for increasing exports of notified services. Under the scheme, the select services would be rewarded at the rate of 3 to 5%. The scheme will apply to services providers located in India instead of Indian services providers. The new policy involves both the Make in India and Skill India program of the government. The policy gives impetus to Make in India by reducing export obligation for domestic procurement under EPCG scheme. Obligation under EPCG scheme will be reduced by 25% to promote domestic manufacturing. Also, high level of rewards under MEIS for export items under high domestic content and value addition. The policy also takes care of Skill India program by galvanizing the Niryat Bandhu scheme. The new foreign trade policy tries to make life of traders easier. One of the main objectives of the new foreign trade policy is to move towards paperless working. A facility has been created to upload documents in exporter and importer's profile, and the exporters will not be required to submit documents repeatedly. Attention has also been paid to simplify various Ayat-Niryat forms, bringing clarity in different provisions and removing ambiguities. And here is the big number. Government aims to raise country's exports to $900 billion by the year 2020 through this policy. The first day of the new financial year started on a big bang note with the announcement of the new foreign trade policy. The new foreign trade policy involves the ideas and also the manner in which India wants to deal with its foreign trading partners. Siddhant Sibbal, DD News, New Delhi.
Now let's get you some of the reactions that we're getting to this announcement as well. Well, the industry has welcomed the new FTP unveiled by the centre. Now, firms which have a stake in engineering works, they have in fact said that this is a step in the right direction, which will also help in generating jobs in the country. Listen in.
Trade policy has shown a very good roadmap, because they have been talking on e-governance, reduction of paperwork, which will definitely reduce the transaction cost. They have been trying to make the states also stakeholder in exports. Earlier, the states had a disconnect with the exporters. But with states being stakeholder, because the manufacturing is done in the states, definitely exports should benefit.
All right, but let's now take up our big question tonight. Is the new foreign trade policy just what the country needed to unleash India's untapped export potential? And to talk about it, we have Professor Abhijit Das with us in the studio. He's Head WTO Center, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. We also have Ashok Kumar Bhattacharya, Editor, Business Standard, and our correspondent Siddhant Simbal also joins us. He was at that announcement today. And Siddhant, if I could first ask you, when the policy was announced, how was it assessed? What kind of questions were raised by other media persons? Did they see this as a completely new policy, which will, of course, not only attain that goal of $900 billion in 2020 of India's foreign trade, but also lead to radical changes in the way our industry, especially exporting industry, works, that will orient it towards the kind of goals that are required to make India a major global economic power?
Well, Gautam, this is the new foreign trade policy, and that will, in a sense, give direction to the Indian exporters and Indian exports for next 5 years till 2020. It will be reviewed only after 2.5 years when a mid-term policy, in a sense, review will take place. But the question you were asking, what was the reaction of the media person? But they were basically aiming at the fact that what the government wants to achieve from this policy, what is the basic intent behind this policy. And of course, the answer to it given by the minister was the fact that focusing on manufacturing, making India a manufacturing hub, and involve the government schemes like Make in India, Skill India, in a sense bring the largest other schemes of the government of India in line, in tandem with the foreign trade policy. That is why this foreign trade policy was, in a sense, a big bang show on the first day of the new financial year. We saw the Make in India program being involved in this foreign trade policy, giving impetus to domestic manufacturing. So you will get SOPs, in a sense. And of course, other key feature of this foreign trade policy was e-commerce. E-commerce for the first time got mentioned in the foreign trade policy, and it will get SOPs, and of course giving benefits or SOPs to environment friendly products.
Okay, if I could come to you, Professor